It's not fair! It's not fair! Not fair! You can't just say sorry and make it all go away. It's too late. It's not that easy. It's not fair. It's not fucking fair! Oh, Dad. Oh, my God. You can't do that.
What's happening, guys? Supernova here, back with another video, and in this video, fucking wow, Jim Ryan, really? This is what we're doing? Well, anyway, here we go into the news today. Reading here from IGN, PlayStation's Jim Ryan calls Xbox's Call of Duty promise inadequate on many levels. Xbox boss Phil Spencer apparently offered 3 years of Call of Duty on PlayStation beyond the current agreement. Last week, Xbox boss Phil Spencer said new Call of Duty games will remain on PlayStation platforms for, quote, at least several more years, end quote, after Activision's current contract with Sony expires. Now, PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan is calling Spencer's offer, quote, inadequate. In a statement to GameIndustry.biz, Ryan said he didn't intend to comment on the business discussion until Spencer brought it into the public forum. Microsoft has only offered for Call of Duty to remain on PlayStation for 3 years after the current agreement between Activision and Sony ends, Ryan said. After almost 20 years of Call of Duty on PlayStation, their proposal was inadequate on many levels and failed to take account of the impact on our gamers. We want to guarantee PlayStation gamers continue to have the highest quality Call of Duty experience, and Microsoft's proposal undermines this principle. Like, is this guy for fucking real? Hold on, I'm gonna finish the article, and then I'll go in on this fucking guy, because this to me is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Spencer recently confirmed that future Call of Duty entries will join Xbox Game Pass, but launch on PlayStation on the same day. There's no timetable yet for which upcoming Activision Blizzard games will appear on Game Pass following Xbox's $68.7 billion acquisition of the company. Earlier this year, there were reports that Activision wanted to put Call of Duty 2022, which is now confirmed to be Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty 2023, and Warzone 2 on PlayStation. After that, the future is unclear. This year's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is set to launch on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC as usual. However, the Call of Duty series will seemingly see a shakeup after 2022, as 2023 will reportedly be the first year in nearly 2 decades without a new Call of Duty. Alright, now that we've read through the article, let's go back and pull out some details, just in case you missed them, right? Phil Spencer said that new Call of Duty games will remain on PlayStation's platforms for at least several more years after Activision's current contract with Sony expires. So what does it mean? Well, it means that PlayStation and Activision had a contract for Call of Duty games to appear on PlayStation platforms. That's normal. It happens all the time. And I'm assuming there have probably been multiple versions of this contract that have existed over the years. And as they would approach their expiration date, they would get renewed to keep that game on PlayStation platforms. Again, that's normal. It happens all the time. Well, the most recent version of that contract that exists, well, when that contract expires, Xbox is offering to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for at least several more years. And Jim Ryan called it inadequate. What? Let me tell you something, Jimmy R. Let me tell you something. Lean in so you can make sure you don't miss this. After your contract expires, Phil Spencer and Xbox don't have to give you shit. They're not required to give you shit. They're not expected to give you shit. The fact that Phil Spencer and Xbox are offering to give you Call of Duty for at least several more years after your fucking contract with Activision expires? You should be fucking on the ground thanking Phil Spencer for that, instead of calling it inadequate. What a fucking whiny little bitch. You should be on your fucking knees cradling Phil Spencer's balls, Jimmy R, for the fact that he's even willing to put Call of Duty on PlayStation for more time than the contract allots for. And then this fucking statement from this guy, like, are you serious? This statement right here. Microsoft has only offered for Call of Duty to remain on PlayStation for 3 years after the current agreement between Activision and Sony ends. After almost 20 years of Call of Duty on PlayStation, their proposal was inadequate on many levels and failed to take account of the impact on our gamers. We want to guarantee PlayStation gamers continue to have the highest quality Call of Duty experience, and Microsoft's proposal undermines this principle. Are you fucking for real, my guy? Microsoft has only offered for Call of Duty to remain on PlayStation for 3 years after the current agreement between Activision and Sony ends. Really? They only offered 3 years after your agreement ends? They only offered 3 years? Are you fucking serious, bro? They didn't have to offer you shit. They didn't have to give you shit. They didn't have to fucking think of you at all. And then this shit, after almost 20 years of Call of Duty on PlayStation, their proposal was inadequate on many levels and failed to take account of the impact on our gamers? Bro, you know what Xbox thinks about your gamers? Fuck your gamers. They don't give a shit about your gamers. Just like you don't give a fuck about their gamers. That's business. They don't give a fuck about you. You don't give a fuck about them. They're supposed to somehow think about the PlayStation fan base when making business decisions versus what's better for them business-wise. That's what they're supposed to think about. Yes, I'm sure that's what happens. I'm sure every day Philly Spence sits down and goes, gee, I wonder what would be the best for our rival's fan base. Are you fucking kidding me? This is some of the dumbest, whiniest, babyest shit I've ever fucking heard. And the fact that this is coming from the CEO of PlayStation is fucking pathetic. And listen, Jim Ryan's done a lot of things over the years that I haven't really been too fucking, keen on or haven't really thought were the greatest. But overall, I never really had a problem with Jim Ryan, right? I'm like, yeah, I don't like that he does this. I don't like that he does that. But overall, as long as you're still giving me my banger experiences on PlayStation, I'm a happy camper. You're still going forward with PSVR 2. That makes me happy. Overall, didn't have a problem with Jim Ryan. But when he says shit like this, it's like, yo, remove this man. Guards, remove this man immediately. Pull the pacifier out of his ass. Get him the fuck out of here. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Let me make something very clear to you, Jimmy R. Any offer proposed about Call of Duty being on PlayStation after the Activision contract expires, any offer is adequate to you because Xbox doesn't have to fucking give you anything. Xbox is not required or expected to give you anything. If Phil Spencer came to you and said, we'll give you Xbox for 1 week after the contract expires, you should be thanking that fucking man and shaking his hand, saying, thank you, Philly Spence. Thank you for the opportunity to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation platforms for at least a week after our contract fucking expires. They're not required to give you shit. They're not expected to give you shit. And whining about it just makes you sound like a little bitch. And then to try to use the PlayStation fanbase and be like, think about our gamers. Well, at least from England, right? He's got that little faggy British accent, so it's probably something more like this. But please, sir. Please, think about our gamers, sir. What are they going to do? What are they going to do in 4 years, sir? With no more Call of Duty? What are they going to do? Please, sir. I beg of you. I beg of you to reconsider your inadequate proposal, sir. Please. I beg of you. For the players. That's a motto, isn't it, sir? For the players. What a whiny little bitch. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me, this guy? Are you fucking kidding me? Now, look, I know Jim Ryan in the past has made some comment about how he doesn't believe that anything could be created that would be able to compete with Call of Duty in terms of popularity in that first-person shooter space. And maybe that's true. I don't fucking know. I'm not a big Call of Duty guy. I will acknowledge Call of Duty's popularity still to this day, right? But Call of Duty for me hasn't been good since like the original Modern Warfare 2 back in the day. Call of Duty's just been kind of mediocre at best for a while to me. But, still got to acknowledge its popularity. But listen, bro, maybe nothing could compete with Call of Duty in that first-person shooter space, but guess what? Tough shit, tough titty, whatever you want to say, it ain't yours, bro. It doesn't belong to you. And Xbox bought it, so now it belongs to them. Sorry that that's inconvenient for you, but that's the way the fucking cookie crumbles. It's theirs now. They can do whatever the fuck they want with it. They can literally sit there and never make a Call of Duty game again. They can make Call of Duty for forever till the end of time. They can make Call of Duty for everybody. They can make Call of Duty just for you. They can make Call of Duty just for them. They can do whatever the fuck they want with the franchise. And the fact that they are willing to give you at least a few years of Call of Duty after the contract expires, to fucking complain about that and call that inadequate to me is just fucking unreal. And then to fucking use the PlayStation fan base as like a shield while you stick a pacifier up your ass and cry about it. Nah, bro. Someone needs to fucking remove this man. This man needs to step down. Clearly, he doesn't have the balls required for his fucking position. And look, is Call of Duty not being on PlayStation a bad thing? Of course. Of course. Anyone who says that Call of Duty not being on PlayStation doesn't fucking matter is retarded. Retarded with a capital R, get him a fucking helmet. Call of Duty maintains to be one of the biggest selling games of all time. There are many gamers who all they play on their console is Call of Duty, right? Like the gamers who all they do is play games like Fortnite and Call of Duty. There's millions of those people. And whether or not Call of Duty is on a console for those people may or may not be a huge fucking deal. It may be a deal breaker to many of those people who would then go out and buy an Xbox, if they didn't already have one, solely to play Call of Duty. That's a real thing. To not acknowledge that that is a possibility, or that is more than likely what will happen, is just not being realistic. Call of Duty not being on PlayStation is going to hurt PlayStation. That is just a fucking fact. What should Jim Ryan be doing about it? Well, I'll tell you right now, it's not crying about it. No, Jim Ryan, your job is not to cry about Xbox removing Call of Duty from PlayStation. Your job is to go out there and make compelling fucking games that make it hard for those people to leave PlayStation to go get an Xbox, or to stop using their PlayStation and get an Xbox for Call of Duty. Your job is to make games that are so fucking good that those people can't do anything but stay on PlayStation. Or the games are so good that even guys with Xboxes are like, listen, Call of Duty's great and all, but I gotta play that new shit on PlayStation. That's your fucking job. That's what's expected of you. At least that's what I expect of you. As a CEO of PlayStation, I expect you to create the most fucking compelling, banging-ass fucking games possible to keep me and the other PlayStation users happy, as well as to compel people who don't own PlayStations to buy them. Games so good that people should be like, yo, dog, have you seen that shit over there at PlayStation? Man, that shit be looking spicy as fuck. Man, I think I need to get a PlayStation.
Is you serious, Tommy? But there ain't no Call of Duty over there, dog. What are you gonna do with no Call of Duty, bro?
Yo, listen, Tommy, I know they ain't got no Call of Duty, but bro, you be seeing the shit they making? Like, I don't know, man. I think I need to get me a PlayStation. That's your fucking job. Your job is to make conversations like that exist after there's no Call of Duty on PlayStation. It's not to cry about it. And when you do, it makes you seem weak. It makes you seem spineless. It also makes it seem like you are not confident in the product that you own. Because the statement that Jim Ryan should have made, the thing he should have said, after Phil Spencer offered to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for a few years after the deal expires is something like this. We here at PlayStation would like to thank Xbox for the offer to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for at least a few years after our deal with Activision expires. And although Call of Duty will not be on PlayStation in the future, it's okay, because here at PlayStation, we're going to continue to be making top-notch, high-quality, AAA, genre and generation-defining experiences only found on PlayStation. That's what should have been said. Something to the equivalent of, yeah, there ain't going to be Call of Duty on Xbox. I know that kind of sucks, but listen, don't worry about it, because we got you. We got shit coming out for you that is going to be so amazing that the sting of not having Call of Duty ain't going to be that bad. That's the job of the CEO of fucking PlayStation. But when he cries about it the way that he does, it makes it seem like he has no confidence in his product. And the only thing that can come from that, as a result, is that his users will start to have less confidence in the product. That's not how a leader acts. That's not how a leader reacts. And I honestly think it's fucking pathetic. I really do. I think it's pathetic. I think it's sad. And I think that Jim Ryan just isn't up to the task, really. If this is the way he's going to act about it, I really don't think he's up to the task. His job is not to complain about Call of Duty. His job is to go out there and make sure that there are fucking gaming experiences on that platform that make Call of Duty irrelevant. That's his job. And is it possible to make Call of Duty irrelevant? Probably not. But his job is to go out there and fucking try. That's his job. But, fucking Jim Ryan. Man, am I the only one that misses Sean Layden? I can't be the only one. I miss Sean Layden. Sean Layden was a G. Jim Ryan, though, man. I got one thing to recommend to that man. Jimmy R., go get gender reassignment surgery, because you are in desperate need of balls, sir. Anyway, that's what I got to say about this. That's all I got for you on this one. And that's the video, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you agree with what I'm saying? Do you disagree? What do you have to say about Jim Ryan complaining? And as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next Supernova.